ahoy matey! Ready to head for the high seas and download torrents? There be dangerous beasties up ahead. Viruses to the left and to the right. Malicious actors and stowaway spies that may be using your bandwidth with not the best of intentions. Well, step aboard the good ship Cyberlab and let us guide you through how to download torrents safely, lest you find yourself without a paddle.
Whoa, before you put on that captain's hat, let's talk legal. Now, torrenting in and of itself is not illegal. What makes it illegal is if you're about to download a copyrighted file or software. And you know what happens then?
It's off to the brig with ye.
Today, we'll be going through the steps necessary for downloading torrents. How you can safely do so with a VPN. What NordVPN servers you should choose, how to find an excellent torrenting client and site, and how you can be sure you are downloading safe files. It's essential to know how to download these torrents safely. This video is going to help you. But before we get into that, what is torrenting and how do you download torrents? Torrenting is the act of downloading files from the BitTorrent network. Unlike regular download links, torrenting involves downloading from fellow users. These users, known as seeders, supplement each other to enhance the speed and reliability of your download. In a sense, it's like having a download supported by a series of backup servers. To download a torrent, you'll need a torrenting client and a super reliable website to download from.
Keep your eyes open, laddie, because this is where the waters start getting kinda murky.
Now, do you remember Pirate Bay? One of the most popular torrenting sites? In 2009, they were put on trial for illegal activities, leading to the confiscation of their 186 servers, alongside legal costs totaling $3.5 million. Now that's a lot of booty. Now, why does this matter? Because your account data is on this server. Beyond account data, your computer pings the server anytime you download something. Any data made as a back and forth request is exposed, including your IP address, location, and your ISP. What about torrent clients, you ask? That's the piece of software that helps you download the file to your computer. Now, usually you just click a file and it would save to your computer, right? With torrents, however, you will need a torrent client to help bring the file to your computer bit by bit. It automatically recognizes the file you're trying to download and adds it to a download list. We'll talk more about torrent clients later in the video. It's time to stick on those floaties because you're officially in the deep end of the sea. Wait a minute, that's meant to be like this.
It's time to stick on those floaties because you're officially in the deep end of the sea. Don't jump in without a VPN.
If you want to download a torrent safely, the best thing to do is to grab NordVPN. We found it to be safest for this purpose in a number of reviews that you can view on this channel. It even offers servers designed explicitly for torrenting. You can get a heavy discount on NordVPN by downloading it from our link in the description box below. Now, when it comes to larger files, NordVPN creates a secure encrypted tunnel. This means that even if you are being tracked, nobody will be able to tell you what you are downloading without decrypting files as they are being sent. Because NordVPN relies on AES 256 GCM encryption, the chances of this happening are almost impossible. To make sure you download torrents safely, start by turning on the VPN, download the torrent files, and keep it activated. If you torrented files before using a VPN, you'll want to clear your browser cache and application data to avoid leaks. But how do you pick the best servers for torrenting? Easy. NordVPN has them under a list. To access these torrenting specific servers, you must download the client, enter your login information, and select specialized servers from the far left list. Be careful not to choose other types of servers, as standard VPN servers don't allow BitTorrent connections. Other VPN providers like Surfshark or ExpressVPN also support torrenting servers. If you're unsure whether your VPN supports torrents, you can always contact them through the available customer service portal. Hi guys.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, I was just checking. Do you guys support torrents?
Sir, this is a Wendy's.
Oh. The second tool that you'll need is a torrent client or manager. A torrent manager recognizes the .torrent files from the steps above. Without one, your device won't recognize these files, so you won't be downloading anything. Here are some excellent torrent managers. uTorrent is a lightweight, simple client with no bells and whistles. Its premium versions also come with virus scanning and VPN protection. However, its free mode is excellent, allowing for bulk remote downloading. BitTorrent is the original torrent management client. It supports over 2 billion users and is supported by its unique BTT crypto, encouraging users to remain anonymous. BitTorrent Classic is not as well optimized, resulting in slower performance. However, it's still an excellent platform. Deluge is an open source torrenting system with many free plugins for significant customization. Just don't expect any included VPNs or virus protection. Where it lacks in premium features, it makes up for in support for third-party developers, something that most platforms don't offer. If none of these options really do it for you, then you'll want to pick a torrent client with public recognition. Avoid those with an abundance of personalized advertising, and do research to be sure that they don't include any malware. Speaking of malware, we need to talk about our last topic, finding safe torrent files. When finding safe torrent files, you'll need to ask yourself two questions. First, is the site trustworthy? Second, is the file trustworthy? To find a trustworthy site, you need to focus on those that have some public recognition. Check out places like Reddit or Quora to look around. A good site will allow access to user comments and ratings indicating that they have a strong community. Weirdly enough, the Pirate Bay still exists to provide this service. Other great examples include RARBG, 1337X, and Torrents with a Z, because they are edgy like that. However, you'll find that some of these sites don't have a long shelf life because of questionable activities. When browsing these sites, you'll want to start by having your VPN up and running. Having an always-on VPN will help you out with this. But how do you tell if a file is trustworthy? To look for reliable files, you'll want to start reading all of the comments. If you notice a trend in positivity like, "This download is great," you've likely found a good file. Comments like, "I received a letter from the copyright owner," typically means the file is closely monitored and illegal. And that's bad, okay?
What I'm talking about might save your life someday, okay?
Okay, Mr. Mackey, okay?
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
You'll also want to look at those with a decent number of seeders or supporters. A high number of seeders means that the file will download fast. You might also consider removing the file from your Torrent Manager after downloading. While this activity, known as leeching, is frowned upon by members of the BitTorrent community, having a continuous P2P connection does increase your exposure chances. Avoid files with unnecessary readmes and unwanted files. These can contain viruses. Thankfully, you can pick what files to download using any of the above torrenting clients. And lastly, you'll want to be sure that you run your files through an antivirus program before keeping them. Check out our best of list if you want some suggestions on a good antivirus platform. You'll find a link to our antivirus review video in the description. Having a good antivirus, VPN, and a defined process for selecting the best files is essential to remain secure. While doing all of these activities might seem like trying to fit a helmet on a helmet, safety is vital online. If you want to remain private while torrenting, here's a recap. Have a good VPN and antivirus. We've got discounted links to some recommendations, including NordVPN, in the description box below. Do your research on the website and files to make sure they are good. And always run a scan on your new files to ensure you are safe. And remember, if you have a bad feeling in your stomach,
I have a bad feeling about this.
don't download that file. Let us know your thoughts about torrenting, Wendy's, or dangerous rivers. You can leave a like and subscribe to our channel if you believe this video has helped you. Share it with your friends if they find it helpful.
And well, laddie, I've taught you all you know. The sea is yours for the taking. Make your captain proud.
Am I Scottish or am I a pirate? I'm gonna go with Scottish pirate.
Make your captain proud.